So over here in switch statement, it's given like for example, you'll be assigning character grade in B, or else you can even assign it as int int grade, and we will assign it as good, excellent, and then this is like A grade, this is B grade, this is C, and this is D and F. And similarly, default is invalid grade. This is used when any other character is written, and then when it comes out, this gets printed. So it's over here. Excellent, your grade is A. So this grade A, and it gets selected over here. Switch A, and then switch A, it goes into case C. For example, if I write over here case B, and this it says that well done. B and C, they share common uh, printf statement. So it says well done, and it comes out of the loop, and this statement gets executed. And this is all about switch. You can dig deeper into it by solving some of the practice questions from GFG, and by looking deep into books. Yeah, I would recommend some of the books at the end of this tutorial. And then next comes this function. What is function? Like this concept, namely, what is function? So some function is a small program which takes some input and gives us output. So as you can see, main, it's also a function. So it allows large broken to be broken down into some smaller number. So it allows rewriting. It does avoids rewriting of code. So you can use function instead of rewriting everything. So print text, scanf, exit, power are library function. These are predefined function. Even there are some of even user can define functions. So every library function has header file. So there are totally 15 header file, and main is a user defined function. I have said you at the beginning of the class saying that inside main you can execute everything. If you don't write in main, then you can't execute. So if you want to return a value, then you must write in main, whereas if you don't have anything to return, then you can use void main. So main function, it's used to mark beginning. So you can either write main or void main. Over here it returns value, so in sum is written over here. So over here this is a header file, and this is a function. So you must declare the prototype of a function. Like over here, the two integer, we are using two integers, so we are writing int, and this is the main function. Inside this we are initializing. So it will ask user to write two numbers. So sum of a comma b. So when such a comma b is an integer, it's written over here, and then it's declared into, and the variable is stored under the answer is stored under variable answer. So it comes over here, and then the A and B, even though the variable might be different, it's called call by value, and but still the value resides in the same. So here over here insert, it's also known as its answer over here, it's in Z. So when x and y values are calculated, the result is stored in Z, and the value gets printed over here, and it goes back here, and this sum of those two numbers get printed. It works in a similar fashion. So there are various errors occurring in this function. Let's decode them. So enter two variables. We haven't um, See, this shouldn't be used in REPL. And this is the problem. You must use this common and same lies over here. And then over here too. So over here, let's see. Implicit sum is invalid. So we haven't written over here. They have included some in comma in. We haven't done it. And then it like you must declare the prototype and enter two numbers. I would enter 2 and 4, so answer must be said. So let's see how it get implemented. You enter two number a and b, and this function this gets saved in a and b respectively. So sum of a comma b is equal to it's stored in variable name answer. So it goes over here and it says x comma y. It's same as a and b, and x plus y is equal to z, and z value will be returned, and then it comes here, and then this value is stored in the answer return value, and this statement gets printed. And this is all about function. So there are two types of function. First, all these I've said it. The declaration is also called as prototype, and can please read it. And there are two types of function, namely call by value and call by reference. So call by value, it's written over here. Call by value when argument are passed as such. See here, we have written a and b, but then we are writing x comma y. So the arguments are printed by the value, then copy of actual parameter is transferred from calling to call function. Definition in formal. So this is actual parameter and this is formal parameter. So this value is passed over here. This is known as call by value. So changes made here will not be reflected in A and B. And second one is call by reference. So in order to understand it, you must be good in pointers. So you must understand basics as concept about pointers. So I would explain it in later slides. I will come back to this slide. So over here, so there is an introduction to pointer. So this is the value key stored here is 3. So the declaration tells C compiler, and this when you declare I is equal to 3, and this declaration tells C compiler to reserve space in memory. You must reserve space in memory to hold integer value. Yeah, in order to hold this, you must reserve space, and you must associate name I, and you must store the value in this memory location. For example, I is equal to 3, so the address, there is a location number, this is known as address number, and the value is I. So AND statement is used as the address of operator. I have said you an AND statement while implementing scanf, you must use AND statement. So that's address of operator. So here, if you if you wish to print the address of the high, like the address at which the value is located, so you can write ampersand I, and this value gets printed. Whereas if you wish to print the value of I, you can print as value 5 comma I, and then I is equal to 3, and there is a pointer. This asterisk is known as pointer symbol, and there is a pointer namely j. So it's similar to this. For example, if I is equal to 3 over here, and it's been allocated in this particular memory location, whereas j As you can see, j is a pointer and it contains address of 5. So over here, j address of I is this and this is contained in this. So that's known as pointer j. Yeah, pointer j in the sense a pointer j, it points to this memory location. Over here, the address of I is stored over here. So j is equal to address of I, and pointer j means that value at the pointer j means that the value at the j is points to address of this location. So value of j is this, and this is sent this directs here, and the value stored in this value is 3. So pointer j is equal to 3 in the sense. Yeah, pointer seems difficult at the first, but then it's absolutely fine. You'll get used to it. For example, so there are two memory locations. It said that pointer j. So that pointer j contain address of this location. It's contained in this pointer j, and this j has got even other memory address. So if the value of j over here is this address. Okay, and the address of j is this address of j is this 6522. And what if someone asks to print the value of I? You can even write it as pointer j, cause this value, this address, I mean the value stored in j, it points to this memory location. So the variable stored in this memory location is 3. So 3 gets printed. So here you can see address of I, this gets printed, and address of j, this gets printed 6522, and then address value of j value gets printed this, and if you wish to print value of j you can even write address of I, cause same is over here, and then pointer of address of I. So address of I is 65, so pointer of address of I. So over here, first decode this. What is address of I? So address of I is 65524, and then pointer, it points to this memory location. So this is I 3, and then pointer of j, as I have explained, it points to 3. And similarly is the case in this case. So same happens, whereas k can be represented as pointer to pointer, as it contains address of this address is contains this. So that's the case over here. So go through this, and here I would come here back here. So in call by reference, by one would answer to ask two numbers a and b, and this function is written over here swap a and b. So this goes over here, but then there's a twist. So address of a is pointer p1. So this is address of b. This is a. This is 3. So address assume it as 65, and this is P1. So P1 contains 65. So pointer P1 in the sense it points to this memory location, and this memory location in turn have 3, and that's pointer, whereas similarly this happens in P2 too. So the changes made here gets reflected over here too. So swapping function, um, this is a way. This is temporary memory location, and this is P1. In the sense, it has value pointer P1. It has value 3. So 3. This value 3 is assigned over here. So temp contains 3 over here, and other variable P2. There is another variable known P2 and P1. So P2 value, let's assume 5. So initially we'll assume as P1 is equal to 3 and P2 is equal to 5. So after swapping it would be 5 comma 3. So P2 value gets stored over here, that it gets stored into 5 P1. Okay, and then and then uh, the so the P2 temp, what's the value in temp? That's 3. 3 gets stored into, this is P2, so 3 gets stored into P2. So this over here, in such a way, this is swapped over here. P1 now has 5 and P2 now has 3. And that's all about point call by reference. So where changes done to this value will reflect over here too, whereas in call by value, it's not the case. And then comes array. So as I've explained in secondary constant, that I would say I have said it that I'll explain these concepts later. So this here it comes. The array is list of similar. So array is a collection of similar elements. They could all be in floats or whatsoever. So array they are stored in such a way. So these are memory locations in computer. So they are given different variable name. Sorry. These are memory location, and ignore these. It's in just case of two-dimensional, whereas we are speaking about one-dimensional array. So there would be just S0, S1, whereas for two-dimensional array, this would be the case. There will be two subscripts, whereas for one dimension, there will be one subscript. As I haven't in, I'll just go to web browser, so I'll explain it to them. So it's collection of similar items. So it's here, it's very available. So this is array. These are memory location address, and these are name. Um, and these are elements. These U, B, F, all those are called as element. These are stored here. So this is the way you need to write. So int I, and you must write int marks 30. 30 is the maximum number of elements you can write in an array. So since we are counting from 0, so if there are 7 words, 7 indexes in total, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, but we are taking it from 0, so this is 6 right now. It's up to you. So if there are 30 elements, then I'll take it up to 29. And you must implement, like you must ask user to write marks, and remember this must be enclosed in a subscript. So first I will be 0. 0 is less than 29, and I will be 1. But then you'll ask user to enter mark. So the user will enter his or her mark, and then it goes and it stores in the first element. This it gets stored in this element, and then user stores data, it comes back here. I gets incremented to 1. 1 is less than 29, yeah, and I plus plus will ask user to print her mark, and then whatever mark she entered, this would get printed, that stored. I is 1, right? So it gets stored in first location, that's second location, it gets stored here. Similarly it would happen until and unless it's less than or equal to 29. So in order to calculate sum, we must initialize sum as 0. So 0 plus 0 plus marks I will assume it as 6. So this is 6 right now, and it goes again, and it goes to second element, that 1. I would explain it using this. So these are elements in the array. So these are 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So there are 5 elements in total, but since we are starting from 0, we'll explain. Okay, 0 is less than or equal to 25. Okay, will I ask user to enter mask? Okay, that person will enter his mark as 50, and then 1 is less than 29. Oh, yeah, it's right. We'll ask his or her to enter, and that guy will enter 45 and get stored in 1. So again, I 2 and similarly will happen. So if you want to find sum of marks, let's say that if you want to find sum of these 3 marks, first of all we must initialize sum as 0. So it becomes 0 is equal to 0 plus marks I. What is marks over here? It's 50. So this is the answer. So this gets saved in sum, and then again you'll just sorry, here sum is equal to 0 plus 50. So this gets stored over here, and then you'll go through it again until and unless it gets less than or 29. So see, 50 is the first one, and then 50 plus 45. Similarly, every sum is calculated, and then average is calculated. Average is equal to sum by n. And this is array declaration. It's under subscript, and